Hi, we're gonna ignore my fan in the background. Currently sitting on the floor of my room. It's a month until I turn 19. I am a legal Canadian adult in 1 month. And I didn't even realize that. And I've had like this big idea for a big like cinematic video from that I was gonna start at the 1 month mark. I was gonna start it at the 1 month mark, and then I was going to film until my birthday, edit all my birthday basically because I have no plans, and then basically just go from there and give you guys like a little like lead up to my birthday video. And there was just gonna be this big, really planned video, and then I just got bored of the idea, so now we're kind of just gonna see where the wind takes us with this video. I'd like to reintroduce myself, so here goes. You may have met me as Claude, but I'd like to reintroduce myself as Claudia. I'm a currently 18-year-old girl. I'll be 19 when this video is uploaded. And I have never felt more confused of what to do in my entire life. My whole life, growing up, I thought that, everything would come to me. I was a very as-it-goes person. Even in middle school, when it, I think, was probably the most anxious time of my life, and I was constantly all over the place. I had no idea what I wanted to do, where I wanted to be. I knew I wanted to study psychology, but I never really knew where I wanted to take it. Fast forward 8 years, and I'm here, going into my second year of psychology at an amazing school. And I have no idea what I'm doing really. And that's honestly kind of scary, to not know what I'm doing and to not know why I'm doing it. Part of me has always wanted to work in a hospital, which I still do, but the other part of me just doesn't want to do that. The part of me that doesn't know what I want to do with my life kind of knows, but she's just not 100% on any of the ideas. Does she want to completely drop psychology and become a lawyer like she wanted to most of high school? Does she want to stick it and go be a mental health worker? Does she want to just be a therapist? Does she want to completely switch programs? I don't know. But that is me reintroduced. When I realized this was a video I wanted to do, as I said, I tried to script it. I made a doc and I started writing down the premise of the video, what it was going to consist of, how it was going to be constructed. And then I realized that that's too much planning for me, because I don't like to do things that way. I like to do things my way, and my way has no planning, no system, but at the same time it does. It's just something that I kind of follow, but I don't know how to put it into words, if that makes sense. So it's easier to just say I have no idea what I'm doing, which is true, because I don't know what I'm doing till I'm doing it. For all I know, this is complete gibberish, and I know when I'm watching this back and editing, I'm probably going to cringe. But there's 1 month until I'm 19, and when I turn 19, I have no limits. And I think that's kind of cool. Okay, we're gonna ignore my blinkers in the background. I went for a drive to go and get my dad a coffee because he asked me to, and then I realized how pretty the sky looked. So I decided to just drive towards it. And this is the most beautiful sky I've ever seen. And of course there's a man like walking like as slow as he possibly can. Break. Anyways, this is the sun, or the sunset, because it's so beautiful. Like, my camera, like my phone, literally doesn't even do it justice. But like, look, I'm gonna turn off my blinkers because they're actually kind of annoying, but so is my car. But like, look at how beautiful this is. Like, I'm actually in awe. I'm gonna take like 1 million pictures and send them to everybody I know because it's so beautiful. Like, oh my god. I'm gonna switch to my actual camera and see if maybe the quality's a little bit better. But like, I literally almost started crying on the drive. Like, I'm very emotional right now and I don't know why, but like, the sunset is probably my favorite thing on this planet. Like, if I could love one thing for the rest of my life, it's the sunset. I love the sunset. Anyways, just had to throw this in. It is 19 days till my 19th birthday, by the way, which I think is really cool, and I think it's so fun that the sky looks so pretty today. But that's that. Hi everybody, welcome to my bathroom. Straight hair, which I don't think the vlog has ever seen. It's not perfect because I worked and sweat all day, but this is just a quick little look at how long my hair is. Like, if you look at when I started this channel in January and I started making videos, like, my hair is now down to here. That's crazy. I'm never gonna shut up about it. Like, I was talking to one of my friends because I'm getting my hair dyed the day that this video is being posted. So you may see it, you may not see it till the following week. Because I am going to be, not the following week, but the week after, I will be posting a video because I'm going on a trip for my birthday. I was talking to one of my friends, I was talking to Leah, and I was like, I kind of want to cut my hair back up to my shoulders. And then I straightened it. And it honestly, it made me like realize how much hair I actually had and how long it was. And now I don't want to. Like, I'm gonna take off some of it because some of it is dead, like my ends. But I just got home from work and it is July 31st. My birthday is in 9 days. Start the countdown. 9 days till my birthday. I know I haven't filmed a lot in this video, and I may have set my own expectations a little too high for this video, but what I really want for this video is just to have kind of a video that builds up to my birthday, where I can be completely and authentic as myself. But I wanted to talk about how weird it is to age. Because I don't know about you, like you watching this, but my birthday's always been a really weird time for me because sure, I'm growing up. Sure, my life is changing. Sure, there's absolutely not a thing that I can do to prevent myself from aging, to prevent myself from growing up. But it's just weird. Like, I'm gonna be 19 in 9 days. I'm going to be a whole year older in 9 days. Like, is that not weird to everybody else? Like, maybe it's just weird to me, but like, 9 days and I'm gonna be 19. Hi guys, welcome to the car. Another beautiful sunset. It's August 3rd, and I tried to prop you guys up so I could kind of just take you with me for the drive, but I mean, fuck, where better to do this than just out in the world, you know? Like, that's fucking gorgeous, you know? I just wanted to say that life is fucking beautiful, like, genuinely. Like, I don't know why my fucking camera's so, like, out of focus. But it's fucking beautiful. Life is beautiful. And for the first time in a very long time, I feel grateful for everything that I have. And for my friends, my boyfriend, my life. It's not always great, but it is right now. And you know, I think that's enough. I'm gonna shut off the fucking car so that people don't think I'm like dying or something. But I just want to say, life sucks. And for a really long time, I couldn't see past that. You know, like, I couldn't see past the fact that shit happens. Life sucks. But it doesn't have to suck all the time. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know, I'm just in like a really sentimental mood. And I feel like mentally I haven't been doing so well recently, especially. Like, recently I felt super down and super like, well, what if this happens? Or like, what do I do when this happens? Or like, how do I handle this? It hasn't even happened yet, and there's an extremely high chance it's not gonna happen. Yet I freak out over it all the time because, you know, like, life gets to you, it eats at you, and it makes you think that all these like terrible things are gonna fucking happen to you, but they're not. And that's something that this year especially has really taught me. Like, this year especially, I feel, with everything that's happened, has taught me so fucking much. Yeah, there are times when life is fucking horrid. Like, life does suck sometimes. I really want to prop you guys up with something. This is going to be a little crooked, but this is the setup. Life is going to suck sometimes, but you just have to deal with it, you know? Like, sometimes life isn't great. Sometimes life isn't fun. But you can still enjoy it. You can still find ways to enjoy life and the shit that happens, you know? Like, I feel like this is really repetitive and honestly probably kind of stupid. The sun's going down, so it's starting to get dark. So I should head home. But I just wanted to, like, I don't know. I feel like this is something that I need to hear when I'm in a bad space. Because when I'm in a bad space, like, good fucking luck pulling me out of it. Like, sure, you can make me happier, but I'm still gonna be, like, upset, and I'm still gonna, like, not want to do anything. I'm still gonna be depressed. I'm still gonna go through shit. I'm still gonna feel the way that I feel when I'm in an episode, but it doesn't always suck. And that's just nice to hear sometimes, especially going into, like, when you're getting older. Like, I'm only 18. I turned 19 in 6 fucking days, which is terrifying. But it's not, like, whatever's happening now is not the end of the world for you. Like, whatever you're currently going through is not the end-all be-all of your situation. Life will improve. It does get better. Like, so many people are living proof of that. Like, I have family members and cousins who have come from nothing. They've been through, like, the worst of the worst. But they're okay now. They made it. They're happy to be here. Most importantly, they want to be here. Like, you just have to think that way, or it goes to shit, you know? So, I guess what I'm saying is that when you finally accept that, that's when shit gets good. But anyways, 6 days till my birthday. I know I haven't filmed very much, but I'm excited to see where this goes. And I'm excited to see what I have to say when I'm 19. Hello. It is August 8th, 10:20 p.m., which means there's an hour and 40 minutes until my birthday. Earlier in the video, literally just minutes back, I talked about how weird it is to grow up, and I still think it's weird. I'm at, like, a weird point where mentally, physically, I don't feel any different. I'm an hour and 40 minutes to a whole different part of my life. And in Canada, at least in my part of Canada, I can now do things I couldn't do before when I was only 18. But I had some stuff written down, and it was kind of a take on something I did at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, I journaled 23 things I learned in 2023. I made an 18 things I learned being 18 list on my phone, and I wanted to read them out because I felt like, but this year has been so like transformative in the best and the worst ways possible. Like, I feel like I've lost a lot, I've changed a lot, I've gained a lot. Like, my life has changed so drastically. Like, if you were to talk to me today, last year, like a year ago today, her jaw would be on the fucking floor about how much my life has changed since being 18. But we're gonna go through this list, and I'm gonna try not to ramble. It all fits. This is all 18 on one screen. So we're gonna dive right on into this. So the first one is no means no in all aspects and situations. If you tell someone no, final. We're finished here. Like, no. Like, if you don't want to do something, say no. If people are still pushing you, you say no. Number 2, the people who are meant to be in your life will fight to be in your life. And I don't mean like tooth and nail, will like beg you, will like, go crazy for you. I don't mean that. I've lost a lot of friends in the past year. I've also gained some really great friends. I've kept a lot of friends. My life has flip-flopped a lot in the past 5 months. My life has changed a lot. I've lost a lot of people this year. Not to death, just, people leave. What I mean by, like, fight to be in your life is in the sense that you will notice, like, obvious effort to want to be a part of your life, a part of your journey, a part of just you. Like, and they will invest their time into you. Like, I can tell you the difference between a real friend and some of the people I've associated myself with in the past year. Hell, my whole fucking life I associated myself with people who honestly didn't give two shits about me. And I thought I was stuck with them because they were all I ever had. But they're not. I've quite literally left all of them. Mind you, I'm sure if you were to speak to them, they'd say they cut me off. But it was a mutual leaving. At the end of the day, they only showed up when their names were involved. If it was just about me, you could not catch them. And that's when it's important. Number 3, if it doesn't make you happy, it is not worth your energy. That is a big one to me. If it doesn't make you happy, it's not worth your energy. And there's a few points in here. I say a few, but actually most of them emphasize the importance of placing yourself as your first and main priority. Nothing outranks you. Nothing. Ever. You are you, and you, the person watching, are the most important person in your life. I'm the most important person in my life. I could sit here and be like, yeah, well, I love my family, and like I really value my boyfriend and my friends, and it's like, like family above everything. Of course, you can value them and you can prioritize them, but at the end of the day, it is you. You're here. Everything else is here. Like, and I cannot stress that enough. You over everything. Number 4 is distance is only good until it isn't. And that is coming from the standpoint of pushing yourself away. That's another thing that your girl is very talented at, It is isolation. It's only so good until you're scared to touch your phone. It is only so good until all you want to do is be on your phone, but you are ignoring every form of communication that is coming through your phone. I feel like recently, especially in the past few months, maybe even the past year, bed rotting has become so popular and it's become so, like, almost fantasized. Like, people have almost made it seem like an aesthetic. Like, people will be like, oh, it's a Sunday, I'm just gonna, like, rot in my bed all day. You have not bed rot if you think it's a fun thing. I have stayed in this room till it was so gross that it reeked. Like, this room has smelt bad before. This room used to be fucking, like, infested. There would be bugs in my room every day. Like, you have not bed rot until your room has gotten fucking disgusting. Like, you can spend a day in bed. You're not rotting in bed, though. Rotting literally means decomposing. Like, you are rotting away in bed. Not in the funny, like, haha, oh my gosh, you spent all day in bed, like, you must be rotting in there. Like, no. Like, you've been in bed for 4 days, you cannot move. You barely even move. You move to go to the bathroom, maybe, and that's it. I have held my pee for almost a full day, literally just because I did not want to get out of bed because it seemed impossible. Distance is only so good until it isn't, and you have to be able to recognize when distance is no longer safe for you. Because if you're anything like me, if you're anybody who goes through it mentally, you have to understand when it is no longer a good time for you to be alone. And you have to be able to acknowledge that and pull yourself from it. The fifth point is nothing is permanent. And that's so true. Nothing is. Number 6 is that you should always apologize. No matter what, you apologize. Okay? Because you don't want to end up weeks down the line, even a day later, being like, I should have said I'm sorry. Number 7 is to prioritize yourself, which I kind of already touched on when I was talking about the fact that if it doesn't make you happy, fuck it. But I genuinely mean it when I say that you have to put yourself, your needs, your wants above everything else, unless you are in a place to completely do it without it fucking everything else over. Like, I'm not going to take on your mental problems, your mental challenges, if I am not 100% sure that they won't trigger mine, if I'm 100% sure they won't affect mine. Because I'm not going to put myself in the situation where aiding you destroys me. I'm not about that. You have to put yourself first. That's just that. This is one that I'm not going to overly get into because I talked about it for like 5 minutes. But it is... Life is good. You just have to get through the shit. I already talked about that. You've already heard the spiel. I wrote this before I recorded that little clip from, I think it was the 3rd. So I'm not gonna dive into that one. The 9th one is do not cap your love, be unconditional. And I had to learn that. I wouldn't say the hard way because that makes it sound like I struggled to learn to love. I've always been a very loving human being. It's just finding it in yourself to be willingly vulnerable is hard and it's scary. So what I mean by like do not like cap off your love and to be unconditional with it is that let yourself freely love others. Don't worry about what may happen. If you keep yourself from feeling the way that you feel, from admiring the people you admire, from loving your friends the way you love your friends, how do you think that's, one, going to affect you, how you view love. Like, you just have to let such strong emotions be the strong emotions that they are, so that you can, one, communicate them. Two, it is beautiful to know you're appreciated. It is beautiful to know that you're loved. So getting to tell your friends that and feeling comfortable in the idea of love and feeling comfortable in the notion of love, it is so important as a human being. The next one is, it takes time to find out who you are. And something that always makes me very emotional is seeing how far I've come from starting this channel. And not even in, like, the sense of mentally, because I do feel like I've come very far mentally since starting this channel, but, like, physically. My body type has not changed, but my smile has changed. And the way that I speak has changed. And the way that I articulate myself in these videos has changed. And it's not even like there's that many. There's really not. But it's just the notion that I have changed. And change takes time. Finding out who you are takes time. When I started this channel, I was extremely, like, tomboyish. I hated dressing feminine. All I wanted to wear was baggy clothes and cargo pants, and I still fucking wear that. But I've embraced my femininity, and I've learned to love who I was born as, and I've learned to love who I am. I don't love how I look. A lot of the time, I can't even look at myself in the mirror. But when I do, and when I can, I feel like, especially recently, I felt so proud of who I'm looking at and who's looking back at me. And that's a really big thing for me. Like, it always makes me emotional to talk about. I didn't even think about it when I made my little list. I'm trying not to cry. But learning who you are and slowly but surely realizing that you're coming to accept her it's just crazy to me. My 11th point was, take your time. Take your time with everything, especially figuring out who you are. You don't know who you are. You'll never fully know who you are, and if you do get to know who you are in all of your glory, I'm so proud of you. But I truly believe, and I'm very okay with the fact that I may never know who I am entirely, especially because, you know, I've got some extra baggage that will probably make it harder to really know who I am one day. But I know that one day I'll get close, and I'm sure that I'll love who she is. But you can't just know who you are. You gotta figure it out. The 12th point is, you have to put in the effort to get better. It doesn't just happen on its own. And that's another thing that took me a very long time to realize. And every time someone would tell me, oh, it's like, oh, you have to do all this self-work, I'm like, but I can't put in that time because I don't give a shit. I just need to be happy. And don't get me wrong, I still have moments where I'm like, okay, I need a quick fix to being this fucking, like, done with who I am and done with myself. Because no matter how healed I feel, I'm still gonna have my fucking moments. I'm still gonna have breakdowns. I'm still gonna have episodes. I'm still gonna be who I am. The best part about having to is that at the end of the day, because you made yourself do it, you realize how much easier it is to love yourself. Because at the end of the day, you've got no one to fucking thank but yourself. You did it. It doesn't matter if you put yourself in therapy. It doesn't matter if you did this. It doesn't matter if you did this. You made the calls. You did it. You sought help. You got your shit together. You quit. You did what you had to do, and that's what matters. The next one is, consistency is unreliable, and I feel like I had a cool point to make with that, but I think what I meant when I wrote that was that consistency, it's not really reliable in the sense that, like, it can't be the one thing you depend on. You can't depend on consistency to keep you going. There's so much more to life than just being consistent in things. You have to put in the work, like I said. Like, you have to do it. You have to suck it up and you have to do it. You can't just worry about consistency. It's all discipline. That's what I meant. The 14th one is a smaller group of friends is always better than a big group. I've always been a very independent creature, but yet all of high school I had a 10-person minimum friend group. If we lost a person, we added one. We collected like Pokemon cards. And it's kind of embarrassing thinking back how like almost unloyal we looked because of how fast we just go new friend, new friend, new friend, new friend. Like, I swear there wasn't an ounce of loyalty in that friend group, and it was honestly embarrassing. Smaller friend group is the best. I love independence. I love being on my own, and more importantly, I love just being with small amounts of people. One-on-one hangouts type shit. I love one-on-one hangouts. It does something to me. It makes me so very happy. This one and another one, I'm going to say them together because I've already touched on them. So the first one is, if you are no longer happy, you have to be the one to make the change and you over everyone. Like I said, I piggybacked off of that first one so hard with like some of these. It's kind of crazy. And another one I kind of already talked about when I talked about distance is that comfort is not always the safest option. You may feel comfortable and you may feel safe in your bedroom, but is it really the best thing for you, you know? That's kind of a 3-in-1 right there. The last one is one that I'm not going to elaborate on. I'm not going to say anything crazy. But my 18th thing that I learned being 18th is, at the end of the day, did it truly, truly matter that much? I want you to think about that. I'll be back at midnight.